teachers here in Comoros, and we're so happy that you want to learn English with us.
But learning a language isn't easy. You must practice a lot, and little by little you'll improve. Or as they say in Shingizita, Amy, nadi nadi hupuabwe.
That's right, Abby. Now, every week we're going to tell you a story, and then we want you to learn the story and tell it to others. Abby, what's this week's story?
This week's story is called The Wind and the Sun. It's a very interesting story with a good lesson to learn.
Great. Well, Abby, why don't you teach us some of the vocabulary that we're going to need in order to understand this story?
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, let's look at some new words. The first word is sun. Sun. The sun shines bright in the sky. Sun. Now the second word is wind. What is the wind? The wind is something that blows through the air. You can't see it, but you can feel it and you can hear it. Our next word is coat. A coat is something that you wear when it's cold. A coat is a piece of clothing. Our next word is hat. Hat. You can wear a hat on your head. The next word is cold. Cold. Remember, I wear a coat when it's cold. But the other word is hot. In Comoros, it's very hot. I don't wear a coat when it's hot. Our next word is strong. When you are strong, you can lift heavy things. You're not weak, but strong. Our last word today is competition. Competition. A competition is something that you do, like a game, to see if you will win. Sometimes you can have a competition for basketball, to see who can play basketball better. So in this story, there is a competition. Those are our words for this story. Please listen carefully when we tell you to hear them again. Let me repeat. Sun, wind, coat, hat, cold, hot, and competition.
Thanks, Abby. I hope you understood those words. Well, let me tell you then the story of the wind and the sun. Once upon a time, the wind and the sun were having an argument. They were talking about who was stronger. The wind said, "I am the one who is stronger." And the sun said, "No, I am the one who is stronger." And so they decided to have a competition to find out which of them was stronger. The sun said, "Look, there is a man walking down the road towards us. Whoever can make him take off his coat is the strongest." So it was the wind's turn first, and he blew on the man. He blew cold air strongly on the man. But the man, he just held on to his coat a little bit tighter. So the wind blew and blew and blew, but however strong he blew on the man just held on tighter to his coat. Then it was the sun's turn, and the sun sent down gentle, soft, bright light on the man. And the man, he started to feel a little warm, and so he took off his hat. And the sun sent down more of the hot light on the man. And the man, he opened his coat up a little bit because he was feeling quite warm now. And the sun just kept sending down the bright light on the man. Finally, the man he was so hot, he took off his coat. and he sat down under the tree to have a rest. And so the sun turned to the wind and said, "You see, I am the strongest." All it took was a little time. And that's the end of our story.
Well, thanks, Amy. That was great. Listen again to the story. This is the story of the wind and the sun. One day, the wind and the sun were having an argument over who was stronger. The wind said, "I am stronger." And the sun said, "No, I am stronger." And then the wind said, "Well, how can we know who is really the stronger one?" And the sun said, "I have an idea. Let's have a competition to see who is stronger." Well, look, there is a man walking on the road. Whoever can make the man take his coat off is the stronger one. The wind said, "Okay, let's do it. I'll go first." So the wind began to blow air on the man. He blew cold air all over the man, but the man just began to pull his coat closer to him. And so the wind blew harder and harder, more air, and the man just held his coat closer and closer. He never took it off. Well, then it was the sun's turn. And so the sun sent bright light down on the man. And the man began to feel a little warm. And so the sun sent more light, slowly, slowly, bright light down on the man. And he took his hat off. And as the sun sent more light, it was shining, the man became warm, and he opened his coat, and a little while later, after the sun sent more light, he took his coat off and he sat down under the tree to rest. Well, the sun looked over at the wind and he said, "I told you I would win. I'm the stronger one. All it took was a little time."
Let's ask a few questions now, just to help us go through each step of the story. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Abby, who was in the story?
Well, there was the wind, the sun, and the man.
And in the story, what were the wind and the sun? What were they talking about?
They were arguing over who was stronger.
And this man who was in the story, what was he doing?
The man was walking down the street.
And what was he wearing?
The man was wearing a coat and a hat.
What did the wind do?
The wind blew cold air on the man.
And then what happened?
And the man held his coat closer to him.
And what did the sun do?
The sun shone bright light down on the man.
And then what happened?
Slowly, slowly, the man became warm and took off his coat.
That's great. Thanks, Abby. Well, let's go and ask a few people out there what they liked in the story.
So, what I liked about the story in The Wind and the Sun was the fact that the sun challenged the wind to a challenge the sun knew it was going to win anyways. So the wind was not quite as smart as the sun. So I like the fact that the sun did that, because it just proved its point. It was stronger, mentally and physically. So it was great. I loved it.
So what I liked about the story is that it showed that the sun and the wind had different strengths, and the wind didn't have the ability to make the man take off his coat, but the sun did, and you have to play to your strengths.
Thanks, everyone. Well, let's ask Abby now. Abby, what do you think this story teaches us?
I think the story teaches us that strength comes from patience, not through force. Just like the sun patiently waited, and after a little time, he won the competition.
That reminds me of a proverb that you have here in Comoros. Subira ujana heri.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, that's all we have time for today, so it's time to say goodbye. But don't forget to go and practice telling the story to somebody else.
Thanks and goodbye.
Goodbye.
To continue practicing your English at home, come to Nyumbarijali to the GSV office and pick up the audio CDs of Learn English with Abby and Amy Levels 1 and 2. You can buy lots of resources at the GSV office to help improve your English. Hope to see you there!